Well, I just created a new t-shirt for my friend Amit Zappa. We're going to show you that in a minute. This has to do with, he's an independent businessman in California. How in the world do you make it? I'm going to ask him in a mini interview in the middle of this episode. But first, we're going to get to all of the repercussions of this Iran war thing. It even affects Gavin Newsom. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. Watch this. Okay, check this out. This is Gavin Newsom on Twitter. 2 large California oil refineries are shutting down, triggering mounting concerns from state legislators, industry groups, and many others. They cannot do business in the state of California. Gas prices could hit $8 a gallon as 2 refineries are shut down. This does have to do with the bombing of Iran, because Iran is threatening to shut down the Straits of Hormuz, which will choke out getting oil out of that region. So that's going to cause all the prices to spike. That actually affects Trump's rating, because Trump will look bad if he ended up causing the cost of gas to go up. Keep reminding yourself and others about this. California needs a political revolution at the ballot box. Will this be the spark? And Kamala Harris is in the middle of announcing that she's running for governor in California. So that's psychotic on the future. Now, here's more on the good economy about getting our permanent tax cuts that Trump is promising. Breaking: leader John Thune just announced that the Senate will stay in session until the reconciliation bill is passed. That is, until their work on it is done to send it back to the House to get it signed into law. I'm going to do a Marjorie Taylor Greene episode later where she talks about that AI carve-out that has to get removed. Senators return to Washington today and will remain here until reconciliation bill is passed. That's a John Thune quote. No more vacations. Codify Trump's agenda. And then here's Bill Maher on how the liberals are sounding so ridiculous now that he's considering voting Republican. This could be a big deal.
I never was a Democrat to begin with. I always caucused with the Democrats, and I generally vote for them. I think always vote for them, but I always look at it and no, I'm going to actually make up my mind. They just always are less scary and insane than the Republicans. But I wait for the day when it evens out. We're approaching that because they have gotten crazier.
If it evens out, he's implying he will vote Republican. I think he's already late on that. And now, my friend, I have a longtime friend from Hollywood. This is my pal, Ahmet Zappa, and I talking about his new faith-based t-shirt company called In Your Faith. All right, everyone, I'd like to introduce you to my good buddy, Ahmet Zappa. I've known him since the mid-90s. His dad is Frank Zappa, big brother, Dweezil, Moon Unit. She did the great hit, Gag Me With a Spoon. Valley Girl. Valley Girl. As an animator, brother did a voice on Duckman. Yeah. I love everything your family did, but you and I became personal friends even outside of all the rock and roll speak. In fact, Earthworm Jim was recorded 2 doors down at Screen Music from Zappa headquarters. So I've been close to you, around you a long time. You came to my house mid-90s. We've been friends ever since. And now we're going to reveal a t-shirt that I designed for you in a minute. I have one question first, and it's a weird business question because I just did a piece on Gavin Newsom, how California is run by lunatics. How do you maintain a business? You've started many businesses. You helped run your dad's library. You've done film in Hollywood with Jennifer Garner and all this stuff, film, music, da-da-da. How do you conduct a business in California with their tax rate and insane logistics?
Well, it sucks. Let's be real about that. It's really challenging. I mean, the businesses that I'm in, though, or I have my own kind of difficulties, but it's more entertainment related. So it's more, I guess it's all connected. It's just a lot of tax. I mean, it's just so I have some clarity for your audience. I work with other estates. I help them figure out new lanes of monetization, with their intellectual property and try to help out, people where I can, as well as my own creative ventures, working on faith-based content and other, monster movies and film and TV. It's challenging in that there's no business to make TV shows and films, it's really hard in LA. If you go out of state, that just is flummoxing. It's just so weird. Is the kind of the main hub for so many creative people that live here that have to leave the state to. I mean, we have so many studios, sound stages, ad work people here. It's very strange. We are looking to do a lot of work in your neck of the woods, really, Doug.
So you came out to Nashville and we just had dinner the other night and you were meeting, there were all these business guys around you. What's going on there?
For folks who don't know, Doug and I, Doug has been a good friend and we've always had deep conversations that, somehow wind up going back into faith and talking about raising kids. And those are conversations that I've cherished over the years. I mean, I think I've done your show. I think I've done it a few times, but just every time we connect, I'm not going to talk about the one thing I've always been trying to get you to help me out with, which is a really near and dear faith-based project. It's going to happen. It has to happen.
Sure.
But some of my most successful projects have really been in the faith-based space, and it's really hard to get people to care and to do something that I feel is elevated and meaningful to me, right? I chase the stories I want to tell. So I have just been seeing t-shirts that I wouldn't want to wear. I'm a little more rock and roll, a little more punk rock, I think. I sat down with my dad, I think I was 15, 16, and I was like, how come there isn't like a really cool faith-based casual, like daily wear?
And your dad was totally against organized religion, just to be clear on everybody that this is little Amit going to his dad and sharing his faith.
The name, I've had the name In Your Faith since I'm 15. I'm
in your faith. In your faith. And
that was there
now in your faith, right? You're in your.
Yeah, that's the idea, is how do you do something that is meaningful to you, that connects you to spirit? I think it's also polarizing. Not that I really care that someone else might not like what I'm wearing or whatever it is.
People don't like a lot of things about you, Amit.
That's true. 100% true. Yeah, I can't believe we're still friends.
I'm a spokesman of nothing. You can't use me.
Because right when I finished, I was still playing around with stuff. I was like, can you just give me your opinion, Doug? Right? Because it's meaningful to me. I love your design aesthetic. I love your art. And I think you were lying. I thought you were lying, right? And you're like, no, it's really cool. But you understood where I was coming from. Really simple, flat designs with knockouts.
Yeah, we're going to show my art real quick. I'm going to present it right now because I'm going to put a link in the description. You guys can buy this shirt. Here's the shirt. So when you click on the link in the description, it's going to take you to his page and to just my shirt. Now we can go to different shirts. This is his entire store. If you click out, see this? This has all the different designs. This one is mine right here. So it's called the Eagle in Exile.
Awesome. I love it. Putting this together. If you click on any of the designs,
I want them to click this shirt. I'm going to tell my audience what to do. Look at this shirt. They're $47.77 because the guy has to conduct a business in California. So they've got a price on, but they're very high quality. They've got the tag in the back. This is a zoom in of it. It is a single color. In this case, I did because I wanted to do something patriotic and Christian. So I did an American Eagle silhouette in ink with a cross floating out of it. When you buy your shirt, you can pick your color of your shirt. See, I like black on black. Look at how spooky that is. Here's black on gray. I can do a blue. I can do a green. I can do a fuchsia.
That's my favorite, by the way. I like the yellow and the fuchsia.
See, you like the 80s colors. I like this ochre is a 90s number. This ochre, this is very nice. Mustard is very 90s.
I don't like mustard on anything, but I don't really like the word, but I like that color.
This is the one I'm going to get. Okay. And then you just go and you punch your size in, goes all the way up to 3XL for my jumbo. 4XL for my jumbos out there. If Dolly Parton's watching, you'll need a 4XL. And then you add it to your cart and then off you go. Now, $47, it's a little pricey. I get it, but it's high quality, guys. And this is a 10% off your orders of over $77. That's a limited time. We're going to try and get you guys to pick this up. If you can't afford it, don't do it. You heard me. If you can't afford it, don't do it. This is for my people who just want to wear my art and you're committed to the cause. And to people that want to help Amit launch his business. To me, that's even more important.
I appreciate it.
I like launching faith-based business, and this is apparel, so it's almost like giving a donation, but you get to wear it. You get to walk around with my art on it. I really like supporting my fellow creators. I get how hard it is to run a business, man. But I want to show you something. So I did this piece using this India ink, this Japanese sumi bamboo and horsehair brush. This is what the original looks like.
It's magnificent. I showed it to my wife and to some of my friends too that are excited about this little venture here, and they all lost their minds. I love the feet.
Dude, that was the hardest thing. I was on the phone with my friend while I was inking this. I'm like, I think I just screwed up the feet, but I just kind of said, it is what it is. And I like it. It ends up, if you look at the pose and back, it actually works really well.
I mean, it looks really good on the shirts. I like the little strings. The
feathers, the rough brush on there. And we held that in the artwork of the t-shirt. So I'm going to wrap this up. Click the link in the description. Pick this shirt up.
Thank you, guys.
My work. I'm giving these proceeds to Amit to help him run his business. I want your business to grow in this faith space. Do check out the rest of that library if you guys are interested in picking up something else. But I'm trying to push. I want to see how many of my audience will support my American Eagle in Exile t-shirt with my partner, my buddy.
I really appreciate it. It's really beautiful. And it means a lot to me, sincerely, that you would want to jam on this with me. And I'm obsessed with the shirt. So thank you so much. It's beautiful. I hope people do. If you would like one, I hope that you wear it with pride and enjoy. And there's a description of what it means to Doug and talks a little bit about him in there.
Yeah, I've got the scripture in there next to the t-shirt there. You'll see it all. All right. Thanks, guys. We're going to get to the rest of the show in just a minute. God bless you, Amit.
Thank you. Right back at you.
So that's my buddy Ahmet Zappa. I hope you guys pick up that t-shirt. Here is more news from Wacky Hollywood. This is on the dead box office of their newest hit. This is from my buddy John Nolte over at Breitbart News. He goes, haha, Elio hits an all-time box office low for Pixar, Disney's fourth bomb of 2025. They're getting destroyed at the box office. Old Hollywood animation and box office is dead. Speaking of California, here's Mark Hemingway. Reminder, Mozilla and Firefox. That was the old search engine. They ousted their CEO, Brendan Eich. This is back years ago. I covered this because he made a donation opposing gay marriage. This is back, I think, in Prop 8 days back in California, which overwhelmingly got voted down. And then they went hunting for executives like Brendan Eich at Firefox, even though he invented a whole bunch of the machine language that we all use on the internet. He got canned for going against gay marriage. So Ike left and started his own search engine called Brave, which many, many conservatives are using now. It's not a woke search engine, which has now surpassed Firefox. I just want to bring up this graphic here. Look at this one. Monthly active users over the last 6 years, Brave versus Firefox. So Firefox here in the orange, the actual users over 6 years on their searches, it's going down. Here's Brave on its way up, and its trajectory is about to cross Firefox in the number of searches. So stick to your values, and hats off to our buddy who stayed strong. Also on Crushing Hollywood, this is another pal of mine. First, I'm going to take a shot at him. This is Eric July, who is a commentator for Glenn Beck, and he has really big money, big success in independent comics. Well, he's against Trump's interventions in Iran, and his suspicion is it's a slippery slope, because for those keeping track, quote, "We're not getting involved. Don't believe the fake news. We should get involved, and that's a good thing, but it's about nukes, not regime change." And now it's about regime change. So he's against the regime change, accusing Trump of getting involved in regime change. And I'm fine with regime change, Eric July. So I'm against him. He leans more libertarian. He will not take a stand on MAGA. I'm hardcore, full 100% MAGA. However, in support of Eric July, look at this. This is his heavy metal. He just did an independent heavy metal anime song and released it called Glorious Death. Watch this. Okay, those guys are rocking out. Some of you may not appreciate the style of music, but those of you who like heavy metal and love independence, look at this. Glorious Death is currently number 5 on the hard rock metal single on Amazon. That was yesterday. I believe it just reached number 1 You can buy it on iTunes. I hugely support independent artists. Why? Because I don't like corporate art, giant corporate companies like Capitol Records, or it might be Disney. I don't like them controlling an artist's voice. I love the idea of Eric July creating comic books that make it and music that makes it independently. I just think more of our free speech coming from the bottom up and still being able to work and create hits is great. You guys know I've got a huge YouTube channel. If I might end up making my own AI heavy metal album for you guys to patriotic for you guys to buy, or I might make another book. I might need your help to come in and buy. Thank you guys for taking a look at that t-shirt. More news today. This is how do you make it in California? I had to leave California to be able to stay in business. I'm out here in Tennessee now. What do you guys think? How do you make it in California? I'm Doug in Exile.